Hello world! So today I decided to shake up the format on my videos a little bit because I thought it might get kind of boring just listening to me talk for over 20 minutes on my bed every week about what happened. And also for the past week and a half I've had this really terrible cough, which I guess is my first England cold, so I have to embrace that somehow, but it meant that I was really not doing a lot of exploring because I felt not great. However, a couple interesting things did happen. I went to my first concert of the trip. I went to see The Story So Far, headlined by Citizen at our student union. And I went there by myself and I was right on the barricade, which was really cool. And I had my water, was staying hydrated. And we went to this emo club called the Key Club, which was great because they play the Front Bottoms and My Chemical Romance there, so just little repressed 8th grade Chloe was just coming alive there. Just really coming alive. And then I also went to my first British karaoke party, which I am told that that's a big thing here. And I already went to a party with karaoke at the International Students Party, but this was a karaoke party, so I feel like I got the full experience. And I sang Toxic by Britney Spears because I always sing Britney Spears at these kind of things. Also, I received my first package coming here, and it was from my big Melissa, who I love very much, and she sent me this book, The Art of Living, to help me with my journeys here, and she is the best. I feel like the camera is slightly off. If I turn my head like this, would that be better? I can't keep doing that the whole time, it's not going to happen. Also, you may notice that some of my postcards are missing, and that's because they're really stuck to the board with me hoping really hard that they will stay, which turns out doesn't work out so well. So in the spirit of shaking things up, I am going to take you to Primark, which is a very low-cost clothing store that actually is quite trendy, which they sell berets there and nice coats and stuff. It's very interesting. It's a very high-end Target, if you can imagine that. But anyways, I need to get an outfit of clothes I don't care about for a paint party, and if I see something I like there, I might just pick it up. Hello! So, it is Monday, which is usually my get things to help me live day, and so I thought it would be fun, instead of just sitting down and telling you what happened with my week, to actually take you somewhere in Leeds. We're going to the Trinity Center. That's where we're going. It's a big shopping mall, and I need to go to Primark and buy clothes that I don't care about for a paint night for the art society. However, since I live here, I don't really have clothes that I don't care about, so I need to buy them. I need to buy clothes that I don't care about. So let's go! The elevators in my building are truly awful and they make terrifying noises, but I have to use them because I live on floor 9. Right, so I'm just leaving my building now, and you always have to bring a coat because it's always freezing. Always freezing. It's also very bright, so I feel like I need sunglasses, but also I'm cold. So I should be in a full winter coat with sunglasses, is what I'm saying. Right, so I live in the Arena Quarter. We're now going to the Victoria Quarter where all the shops are. And we're going to Primark, which is basically a very cheap Macy's. So I'm beginning to realize that we're in a city and it's very loud and I have a very quiet voice, so this may be problematic, but we're gonna try our best anyways. Gotta cross the street now. Here we go. Okay, so basically I'm at the walking mall area now. So down this street, there's like stores and like shopping malls down the sides. There's a lot of shopping to do here, so I'm just gonna walk to the big mall, Trinity Leeds, and we're gonna go to Primark. Okay, so I'm in front of Trinity now, and I'm gonna go in and go to Primark. I'm not sure how educational videos of me squinting and feeling uncomfortable in public are for you, but I thought it would be more interesting than me sitting on my bed. So this is what happened. Just remembering that I don't actually remember where Primark is in this mall, and we could be here for a while. So, but I know that you want to know British things, like what's going on. I'm a sham, and I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I still don't know where anything is. Oh, there's Primark. We're almost there. Right, so I've just left Primark and I made friends with the cashier and we bonded over unicorns and Jeffree Star, as you do. And I have leggings and a top for my paint party, and then I got a Halloween shirt because I really couldn't resist and it was £2.50, so now we're heading back. Okay, so I've just been to Primark, and then I went into one of the arcades to look for a birthday present for my friend, but didn't really have anything I liked. So you just got some nice views of the arcade, which is cool too. So now we're walking back. Also in England, everyone has these reusable bags, because you have to pay for plastic bags here, so you just bring your own, and also you bag all your own stuff. So. Okay, so I'm back in, so our mission was successful. I got plain black leggings, a plain blue t-shirt, and then the crown jewel is the Creepin' It Real shirt that I can't fully open up with one hand. So just trust me on this. Yeah, no, yeah. You get the picture. Anyways, hope this was kind of interesting for you. Walking around in public and talking to yourself is more awkward than I imagined. But, if you like these, I'll keep doing them. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled programming. I am getting back into the adventurous spirit though, if you can't tell by the state of my Converse, which there might not be a point of return for these. I'll try my best. But yesterday on Sunday I went to the Lake District, which is where all of the Romantic era poets would go and experience solitude. But they were really with their friends, but they were feeling the solitude anyway, and they were enjoying the nature and getting that inspo for poems. So that's where I went. I didn't write any poems, but I guess I could. I do feel inspired afterwards. But I got on the bus at 8 and I met up with my traveling buddy, and they had a little quiz on the bus, made some new friends, ate some fruit, and our first stop was to this little farm market. So they had a barn and it had cows that they would like milk and you could watch them do it. We didn't arrive on time for that, but I've seen a cow before, so it's fine. And then inside the shop is all these like handmade food and crafts, and we actually got lunch there, and I got this like lemon and mint fizzy drink thing, and then I got a homemade sandwich. So they had these wheat bread rolls, and then they had a whole counter full of cheese, and you could just pick whatever one you wanted for your sandwich. And then they had ham that was like their ham, and then they had egg mayo, which I did a hard pass on egg mayo because neither of those things sound particularly compelling to me. However, they did ask me if I wanted salad on my sandwich, and I was like, what is that? And they just meant like cucumber, lettuce, and tomato. Apparently that's a salad that goes on your sandwich. But anyways, it was definitely one of the better sandwiches I've had in my life. And we ate them on the bus on the way to our first walk, which was a hike. So our first stop was to do the Orist Head walk, which was a hike up a mountain that had a 784-foot summit, and there we would see this beautiful view of Lake Windermere, except for that it's always super rainy there, so I just saw fog. Lots of fog. But it did put me in the spooky season spirit, because it's October and we're really close to Halloween, and I'm excited about it. But anyways, the walk was really nice. The only thing that was a little bit scary was the fact that it was like a drizzling rain, and there were a lot of portions where you had to walk up rocks and then walk down the rocks, and they were wet. So you had to be a little bit careful, but actually all the trees losing their leaves, and just hiking with friends, getting to the top of the mountain, achievement. It was really nice. So after that walk, we got right back on the bus and we went into this little town. So this little town was called Ambleside, and there were a couple things to do there. The first of which was a very, very, very steep and difficult hike. You could also go to Stockgill Falls, which are like waterfalls, or you could explore the village. But of course, I always pick the difficult things, so I went up the very steep hike. This is called the Wainsfield Pike Walk, and it doesn't look so bad at first, but then you get to a certain point where there's this nice little bridge over a river, and you look straight up, and it's just like uneven rocks the whole way up. And then you think you've seen the top, but once you get about halfway up those, you see that you really are only halfway there and you have more to go. and it gets increasingly colder as you walk up the mountain. But I mean, you really can't complain about it, except for the fact that I didn't bring any water, which was a bad move. Don't do that. And you would stop and you would just look back and see these like cascading hills and this beautiful, beautiful scenery that I guess I didn't really realize was in England. I thought it was more of like a Wales, Scotland thing, but the Lake District really like blew my mind with that. So I kept going. I was like, I'm gonna climb this mountain, and I did. And towards the very top, it was just this like very small footpath on the very edge like of the hill, and it was so windy. It like blew my headband off that I was wearing. I got it back, but like I really felt like I was gonna blow right over. But the view from the top was well worth it. I definitely picked the right excursion for that day. You could see the lake this time. It was a little foggy, but you could see everything. Like the sun was beaming down on the mountains, and you could see these pastures of sheep and cows and the town of Ambleside from above. And we got some really, really cool pictures and froze a little bit, but like I said, it was really, really worth it. And then on the way down, of course, I like slipped and fell twice, just like slipping on a banana peel, just like into the mud. But it's alright. Really, I just expect that kind of thing of myself at this point. And also, like I said, it was raining. It wasn't raining anymore, but the rocks were still wet and I wore Converse. So it really was my own fault. And once we got back down to the bottom, we went to Stockgill Falls, and you really couldn't get that close to the falls, and it was, if you've seen Niagara Falls, it might be a little disappointing to you, but honestly, with all the leaves that had fallen down, it was just really a picturesque, natural view. It just made me happy that it's October. And after that, we went to Tesco because I needed to get band-aids, because when I fell, I cut my hand, as I do, and also I really needed water. So we just refueled there, and then we went to this small cafe called Gandhi Cafe, and my friend got a latte, and then we got back on the bus. Now after that, we did a boat cruise on Lake Windermere, which was very nice because it was so warm inside the boat, and for some reason I just felt like I was in that episode of The Office where they go on the boat party. Nothing even remotely close to anything that happened in that episode happened, except for the fact that I was on a boat. But I guess my millennial brain has to relate everything to The Office. Anyways, the views were very nice, and we saw a little castle on the hill that was historic but is now owned by the Coast Guard. Well, I guess it's still historic. It's owned by the Coast Guard, and then we sailed off to another little town. But I did get a chance to go upstairs onto the deck and see the views, not through a window, which I always think is valuable. And there were some great views of these like rolling mountains that we were leaving, and then the quaint little town that was in front of us. So we arrived on Bowness on Windermere, and we were looking for food. And every pub that we went into, or restaurant even, was like, we're not serving food anymore. But it was only 6 o'clock, but we really wanted food. So we found this Cornish pasty place, and my friend got pasties and I got probably the best sandwich that I've ever had in my life. I don't know what was on it, save for like bacon, some kind of melty cheese, and then like a sweet onion paste, and whole mini roasted tomatoes, and then like grilled crunchy bread. I know it's very weird to like dote on a sandwich this much, but it really was like the best sandwich. I'm having a lot of really good sandwiches here, guys. Anyways, as soon as we got our food, it was time to go back on the bus. So I went back on the bus, and I just popped my little headphones in, and they turned the bus lights off, and I went to bed. And now it is the morning, and I can definitely feel the fact that I was hiking all day yesterday and fell on my butt twice. But anyways, I hope you like this little reformatting of my videos. I'll try and take you guys out into the world more in the future, but until then, I will see you next week when I will have gone on a little mini trip to York and been to my painting party for the Art Society, and probably got into some other mini adventures along the way. So I'm bouncing back from this horrible cough, and we're gonna take the world by storm again, or something like it. Okay, I'll see you. Bye.